going on in France. I don't know exactly what it was in Paris. It was some sort of fashion show or something. I don't know. There's always something going on in Paris. But James Harden, which coincidentally we were just talking about, and Lil Baby were in Paris. I just looked up the story recently. There's still some developing stuff going on that I'm looking up right now. But from what it looks of it is what they're saying is that Baby, you know, the weed regulations in Paris or like other parts of the world are really strict. Yeah. And what they're saying is Lil Baby was out there smoking a blunt or whatever he was smoking on the streets, which if you saw the images when the police are approaching him, I guess that's what they caught him doing. And that's what he was arrested for. From what I'm reading here is that they're saying you can get up to a year in prison in France for weed, for just even having it on you.
Oh, shit.
I highly doubt Lil Baby's going to do a year in France. But we saw what happened with A$AP Rocky in wherever he was. What was that? Where was that again?
I remember what you're talking about. I forgot where it was.
I don't think it was Sweden.
It was Sweden. It was Sweden.
Was it Sweden?
Yeah, I think so.
It was Sweden.
Yeah, I think it was Sweden.
Oh, I thought I was wrong, but shit.
But judging how that went, and that was just some sort of assault mix-up or whatever happened, and
with somebody harassing them,
yeah, and they kept A$AP for about what? It was like it was a year. I think
it was about a year, and I think he only got released because
because they started pressing it, and then he finally got the trial started, and then he got out. So
Trump helped him low key. I ain't gonna lie. I think
Trump, and I think Trump low key helped him a little bit in some type of way. So I don't know what y'all think about this. I'm gonna tell y'all my opinion. You know, to be honest, you know, because right now we have like a very, you know, weed is on the rise, as I like to call it, or at least the respect for weed, or people not viewing it as this, you know, killer thing that some people for some reason view it as. Mm-hmm. But just like with what's her name? Sha'Carri incident, rules is rules, depending on where you at, right? If you in the streets of New York or the streets of LA or the streets of Jamaica or whatever, even, and you get banned up for some weed, it's like, all right, come on, man, you tripping. You know what I'm saying? Or if I saw a situation where an artist or somebody was smoking on the streets of those kind of places, I'd be like, all right, makes sense. But if you know you're in a place like France, just like Sha'Carri knew she was in the midst of about to be in the Olympics, you got to be on your P's and Q's, man. In my opinion, you got to be smarter. You got to move smarter. Even if you're a little baby and you can get out this situation tomorrow, this is a waste of time and money. You know what I'm saying? Like, especially to get banned up over some shit like I'm smoking a blunt in the outside. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like, does that mean it's worth it for him to do a year in France over this shit? Not in my opinion, no. Clay, let me get your opinion on first. If this is what happened, if this is what Lil Baby got locked up for smoking a blunt on the streets of France, do you think it was smart, dumb? Do you think they should release him? What do you think?
I think it was stupid. Just like you said, I mean, especially when it comes to weed, because I was actually going to say too, like when I first read the article about this whole situation, they were saying that Lil Baby got caught with narcotics. Like they tried to label France, the weed they consider it narcotics. Yeah. Right. And that's why in my mind, I'm like, it gotta just be weed, bro. Like Lil Baby don't do nothing more than weed.
Yeah, especially not out in public, like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, especially not in public. And he's with James Harden. Like I know James Harden not that mixy, you know what I'm saying?
Word.
So I mean, definitely I think it was a stupid move, especially I was gonna say one example, Wiz Khalifa. Like as big of a weed head as Wiz Khalifa is, and he's
smart. He's clearly smart.
He is very fucking smart. Like Wiz Khalifa's been all over the world,
and you ain't never seen him.
He ain't never been caught up for no weed, bro. Never caught for no weed. And then it's funny because obviously as time goes on, if you watch his interviews, he'll tell you how he got away with it or what he had to do to get high without necessarily smoking in places. Like the nigga told the story with Smoke DZA on Smoke DZA's podcast, how he put Smoke DZA onto like these THC pills.
Right.
So if you're gonna take a long flight, obviously you can't smoke on the plane. You can't even vape on the plane.
Right.
He's like, bro, just take this pill, bro. You valid. And Smoke did say he knocked for the whole plane ride. So it's like sometimes you gotta find other ways if you really need that fixed. Because I get it, you feel me? But you gotta be more responsible.
Yeah. Don, how you feeling? What you think?
Yeah. Them boys is tripping out there. I mean, if you get caught up in a country like that or another country, just know I believe that they're gonna make an example. You know what I'm saying? Out of these niggas, man. Like they're gonna find whatever and they're gonna make an example out of you. Like, oh, okay, this is, you know what I'm saying? You're getting the normal treatment. You're gonna get locked up. If the max or the minimum's a year, bro, I feel like they're gonna end up doing that year. I don't know how else they would get out. They not in America. You know what I'm saying? Like unless there's like even if they bail out, and they have to go to court. Like,
yeah, he'd have to go back to France anyway.
He'd have to go back to France, or he may not even be able to leave the country. I don't even know how that would work. You know what I'm saying?
They might consider him a flight risk.
That's what I'm saying. So they slave for that. So they got to be a little smarter, man. You go to another country, you definitely got to be way more
Brian,
smarter.
Brian, you got any thoughts? You think I don't know how your whole view on the smoking situation, but
I'm it's funny. I'm sorry, my opinion might be just weird, but these days I'm about business, so I'm over here thinking like, hey man, should I stage some type of fake story about me getting caught up in Paris with weed? Like, I mean,
that's what I'm saying. Like, all publicity is good. There's no such thing as bad publicity these days.
Yeah, no, we touch on that a lot, bro. People doing a lot of stuff for publicity. That makes sense. I didn't even catch that.
I don't like Dom said, he's in a different country. I don't think you should be able to get away from that, but these guys are tied in. They got money. It should be a walk in the park. It should be. Yeah. But 21 Savage did time, so you never know.
Yeah, and that that could be the attitude too. I feel like maybe when people like or rappers especially are smoking, or they in certain countries that are they frown upon it. I feel like they feel like, man, fuck it, I could, you know what I mean. Worst case scenario, I'll pay a nigga and I get out. You know what I'm saying? But I don't think that's always the case. Nova, how you feeling? What you think about it?
Man, I think it's kind of going back to what Don said. Like, I just think it's a slipped up situation, more or less. You know what I'm saying? It's something that definitely could have been avoided. And, Clay mentioning Wiz Khalifa, that's a perfect example. That's like, the stoner of hip hop. You know what I'm saying? He smokes everywhere. He's the one that
Snoop too. And Snoop, you'll never see Snoop getting bammed up for no weed like that. You know what I'm saying? So.
No, they know how to move. You know what I'm saying? And obviously this was just a situation where Lil Baby slipped up. You know what I'm saying? And even James Harden, like, the way I look at it is kind of like what Brian just said, is like, from a business standpoint, like, but it's more on like, you came out there to get money. You ain't come out there
to get
arrested.
Play.
You know what I'm saying? Exactly. So like, just doing something so stupid that's like as simple as that is going to get you caught up. You know what I'm saying? But you never know. I mean, the stuff could have been staged. You know what I'm saying? But I think that would only
usually. But to be honest, though, when I see whether it be a situation like this or in America, overseas, whatever, when I see the actual police involved, I kind of lose the stage thing, because usually police, they don't want a business with no stage, nothing. They're not acting. You know what I'm saying? So. And
it's on the news because they're big people, like they're celebrities, you know what I'm saying? So it sells the story in itself.
And I feel like, but from the police perspective, especially in a place like France, and you gotta remember, weed and all types of drugs ain't nothing new. Celebrities and stars and rich people from the 1930s, 40s, whatever, have been going out to places and experimenting with drugs. So you gotta understand, when you a police officer and you live in places like France or Japan, where weed is taken seriously, and you thinking to yourself like, man, the amount of people and celebrities that come through here, right? And they are all at least have the respect and knowledge to go do their shit wherever they go do it, or in their hotel room, Airbnb. You think I'm gonna sit here and watch you smoke a blunt in front of my face and not do it? You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like that's the attitude they have on their mind. Like,
that's true.
We not about to watch you smoke this blunt in front of us because you Lil Baby. Like, that don't mean shit to us. You know what I mean? Like, like, true story, and this don't got nothing to do, but this is just to show you the mindset. I used to work at this restaurant, and the head chef was from Romania, and there's two head chefs. The other head chef was from Scotland, right? So these are niggas who they're head chefs. This was a real prestigious restaurant. Like, it was like Michelin star rated. We would see celebrities coming through left and right. One night, Dwayne Wade and Gabrielle Union was there. We had to serve them. They had like a big bill. There was people, mad people. We, being the servers, who were mostly minority, African-American, or, Hispanic young men, we was geeked. Like, we was like, well, fucking damn, we dropping off this nigga's food, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we was dumb hype. And the chefs were just like, fuck Dwayne Wade. Like, who cares? You know what I'm saying? Like, they were like, they couldn't even understand why we were so geeked to serve this nigga. They were just like, bro, he's an NBA, like, they didn't care. The night when David Beckham pulled up, whole different story, my nigga. They would have let David Beckham do anything in that restaurant. You know what I'm saying? Like, the chefs were, I've never seen the chefs so mind scrambled. They were just like, oh, fuck David Beckham. And we were just like, damn, y'all geeked over David Beckham. You know what I'm saying? Like, not saying niggas don't fuck with David Beckham. He's clearly one of the biggest, you know what I'm saying? But I feel like when you're in places like France, yeah, you might be Lil Baby, you making money, you James Harden, whatever. But to them, you're just like, you're some Black American niggas with money. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So because I don't think if that was somebody they had respect for, they probably would have, tripped like that. They probably fuck them, But like Don was saying, they're gonna try to make an example out of it if they can. You know what I mean? So,
yeah.
And as far as James Harden, I don't know if he was actually smoking too, or if he was just, from the pictures I saw, it looked like he was just trying to like see what was happening, and they didn't like that he was seeing what was happening. So
yeah, he was trying to intervene, and that's why he got arrested.
He thought he could pull that NBA player card. Not here, buddy.
Yeah, he's like, I'm in the NBA.
You ain't see me balling?
Bring your ass here too.
Facts, but we gonna keep up with that. We're gonna see what happens. Little baby, because like they say, he might do it good, but we'll see. Moving on.